Hello, I'm Joel with Power Stance Import Export, and if you came across this video through an eBay listing, thanks for watching. That's what these videos are for. But if you happen to stumble across it through a random YouTube search or suggestion and you have any questions about the vehicle, give us a call here at the number listed below, or find us on Facebook, Instagram, and the YouTube channel at Power Stance Import Export. We are a licensed used car dealer located right here in Oxford, Michigan. Okay, so up for sale today, we've got a lovely 1996 Land Rover Defender 110 3-door with the 300 TDI turbo diesel R380 5-speed manual in Coniston green. Okay, and Alpine white roof and wheels. This is a right-hand drive UK import. It has been legally imported. It's now located here in Michigan and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So, if you stick with me, I'll show you the inside, outside, underside, and we'll go for a test ride. Now, my main focus with this vehicle when we got it was to make it an entry-level, budget-friendly, everyday driver. All right, so you know what they say, you can pick two, you can't have three. Cheap, looks good, runs good. This one is cheap, runs good, and it actually looks okay. I think, you know, I wouldn't change a thing. It's got its little battle scars. It's got its little nicks and scratches. It's a Land Rover. It's supposed to go off-road. It's supposed to be on the farm. It's supposed to be on the job. And it looks like it's been doing what it's supposed to do. So with that being said, let's take a walk around the vehicle. I'll show you everything we've done to it. Pretty much close to $3,000 in new parts, tires, suspension, bushings, all sorts of stuff, new seats, and well over 80 hours into this vehicle to get it running and driving the way it should and give you another 20 to 30,000 maintenance-free miles at least. All right, so we'll start off here on the driver's side. Again, cosmetically, we didn't do too much to the vehicle, just buffed out the paint and waxed it, so it's nice and shiny now, but there are little imperfections and chips in the paint. There was a little bit of a dent here in the corner that I hammered out a tiny bit, but you can still see some creases in the metal here. The checker plate is covering up a little bit as well, so that worked out nice. In the back here, window seals are in great shape. A little bit of corrosion here at the corners. Brand new brake lights, turn signals. Rear cross member had powder coat that was flaking off, so I ground that off, covered it with POR rust-proof paint and a top coat of satin black so that it doesn't fade in the sun. Stainless steel hardware on the rear cross member. New set of Brit Part mud flaps. Full-size spare tire. 16-inch Alpine white Land Rover steel wheels. Again, a little bit of corrosion here in the back. In the back here, we've got a blank canvas. No benches, no toolboxes, no nothing, no windows. So this could be a good sleeping area for camping. It's just a little over 6 feet long back here, so you can put an air mattress. You can install sliding windows in here if you want, and that can be part of the deal, so don't let that hinder you from buying the vehicle. If you want side windows, I can install those for you. Again, here at the back, new side step or new rear step to get in and out of the vehicle easily. Trailer hitch. Here's the rear door. That's in great shape. No rust or repairs or holes. A little bit of flaky paint, but super solid rear door. It shuts nicely. Again, checker plate at the rear corner. Flat black wheel arches. Again, the paint is nice and glossy. It's been rubbed out, it's been paint or waxed. So again, this is a huge blank canvas as well. This could be business logo, mural of a wolf howling at a mountain or something, or whatever you want to do with that. It's a big blank canvas again. So, but a lot of times I've seen rear sliding windows in this section here. Makes it easier to back up. So all new shocks and springs and bushings and ball joints on the entire vehicle. The fuel tank is newer, so that's been replaced in the past. Muffler's in good shape. There's the back side of the rear cross member. Nice and tidy, fresh coat of rust proofing on it. And we'll show you the underside of the vehicle later. Checker plate on the sills. Again, a little bit of corrosion here and there. Nice decent scratch there on the side, but again, this thing's got some character. All right, it looks awesome. I think actually I would leave it just as it is. Passenger door in great shape. Bottom corners were repaired and repainted, added new seals, new door seals on the bottom. We've got new door seals here in the cab. Brand new set of seats and cushions. Original vinyl on the seat boxes. Land Rover floor mats. Floorboards are in good shape. New headliner was removed, cleaned up, and re-glued, so that's in decent shape as well. And the door's all shut nice and solid. Again, brand new set of tires. Goodyear Wrangler mud terrains. 235/85 R16, the proper size. New shocks and springs and shock towers. And under the bonnet here, new head gasket, new timing belt, new serpentine belt, new belt pulley, new intake exhaust gasket, which cleaned up the side of the motor a little bit, so that's not leaking anymore. Here's the back side of the bulkhead. You can see that's all factory paint there, so no rust or repairs on the footwells there. There's the top of the passenger side footwell in great shape. And here's the top of the driver's side footwell. This is normally where they rust out right here. And you can see there's a tiny bit of rust there, but that is it. All right, and then we've done our best to label everything with mileage and date when it was replaced. Fuel filter, air filter, oil filter. Adjusted the valves in the motor so it runs super sweet, nice and quiet, no ticking out of the top of the motor. Also, fan belt, timing belt, we tried to label everything so whoever works on this vehicle in the future is going to know what and when was replaced. This is a special vehicles build, so it was either a military vehicle or a utility vehicle for some large company or something. And it's got a phone number on here if you want to call it and ask them any questions about it, I guess. I don't know. Front of the vehicle here, new lights, new signals, new light surrounds, new grille, even the badge is new. The front bumper, we left that alone because it's in decent shape. New side signals. Again, the Coniston green paint, a little bit of corrosion here and there, but it's in pretty decent glossy shape. Bulkhead corners, great shape. Tiny bit of rust here underneath the vent seal, but the corners of the bulkhead, the footwell is all in great shape. New windscreen seal. Here's the bonnet. There's a tiny bit of either clear coat coming off or something really stuck to the paint that I could not remove with rubbing compound, which I think is what it is. I just couldn't get this to come off, whatever that is. But somebody who's a little better at paint might be able to fix that or just leave it as is. New door hinges. Those have been clear coated, so those aren't going to rust on you. And again, driver's door was repaired at the corners as well and repainted, and new seals. The door cards are in great shape as well. Pretty clean. Again, new seats, cushions, vinyl, Land Rover floor mats. Okay, there's the footwells as well. A little bit of a repair there. The bottoms have a tiny bit of rust, but that's normally where water will just sit. It's in pretty good shape, actually. All right, so let's go ahead and start it up. 182,000 miles on the clock. Glow plug light comes on, voltmeter, temperature gauge, fuel gauge, all working. Handbrake is on, so that's what these lights are. All right, so super steady motor, it's not vibrating at all. Nice clean oil, no blow by or back pressure or smoke coming out of the oil cap. So So a lot of work went into the front end here. New swivel seals and filled them with grease. Bushings all around. Every single bushing on the vehicle was replaced. Even on the panhard rod. New steering dampener, steering arm as well, and the ball joints. Bushings, swivel seals. Super tidy under here. New shocks and springs as well. There's the bottom of the motor, nice and dry. The gasket was done previously, so it's holding in the oil nicely. There's the new oil filter. Nice and clean front end. And here at the rear of the vehicle, new shocks and springs. Muffler's in great shape. Here's the bottom of the rear cross member. Nice and tidy. No holes or welds in the rear cross member. Looking really good. And again, shocks and springs, all four corners. We are missing a dust cover here. I do have that. I'm going to try to get that installed. Rear axle is not leaking. Looks nice and dry. We got a brand new A-arm bushing and ball joint as well. So super solid rear end now. No leaking out of the fill plug or anything like that. Nice and tidy under here. Okay, and just one more look at the underside here. There's the new bushings on the A-arm bracket. There's the front side of the rear differential. No leaking coming out of that seal. Universal joints are in great shape. Again, there's a good look at the new tires. Nice and tready. Let's take a look at the, there's the center diff looking nice and dry. And gearbox as well, nice and dry. No leaking coming out of there, no leaking out of the oil pan. Pretty tidy under here. Also, there's the back side of the front axle. No leaking out of that seal either. It's nice and dry under here. Okay, so here we are on the passenger side of the vehicle, front radius arms. New bushings, new hardware. And again, there's the ball joints on the steering arm right there. And the bottom of the chassis, everything's been painted, rust-proofed, cleaned up, and scraped, and a nice liberal coating. There's the battery box. So let me show you the only real patch on the chassis, which is right here. There's a patch that's been welded on and repaired. So everything is super solid, covered in rust proofing, good to go. But there is a small or medium-sized patch, I would say, right there on the chassis. And other than that, other than the rear cross member that's been welded right there, the chassis is in great shape. So I'll show you the other side now as well. And lastly, here is the driver's side. There's the front outrigger. Same deal, new poly bushings on the radius arms. Chassis scraped, cleaned up, fresh coat of rust proofing. Middle outrigger is in great shape as well. And then here's the rear trailing arm. Nice and clean, new bushings, new hardware. And there's the new shock mounts. Okay, so let's take her for a spin. We'll go through the gears, show you the steering and braking and all that good stuff. I did forget to roll up the windows, so hopefully it's not too loud. First gear, second gear. Third gear. That's 50 miles an hour. Fourth gear. 55. And there's fifth gear. Okay, so now that we've got the windows rolled up and the vents closed, let's see if we can do that again. Alright, turn signals are working, all lights, all signals, brake lights, everything's working. There's first gear, there's second gear. Got a fresh alignment as well, so it tracks down the road nice and straight. no shaking.